Oh, I'm sliding away on it. What if we get that Australian viewer who wonders if all Americans put blocks of ice in the fridge or freezer? Oh. Maybe not. Maybe we won't get any viewers. Maybe it's one of those quiet days. I don't know. People are off to work already, tired of their coffee, mad at me for getting a late start. You know what I mean. Could be one of those days. Good morning, Rainey, Jason, Angela the Dude, Batty Lynn, and Amanda, how are you? I'm just gonna pour my coffee. I think I've been feeling struggling with a little anxiety the last couple days. Which isn't totally out of the normal for me. And I think that's probably a good response to the feeling that I struggle with anxiety for a while, and that I keep going and I keep moving forward and I keep pouring my coffee and I keep going to work, going to the gym, doing the best I can each and every day. And those anxious feelings, the things I'm worried about, usually go away. Yeah. Rainey says it's like brain fog, not interested in too much these days. I mean, I'm definitely interested in some things, but I've just got some stuff. Some stuff I'm working through, from kind of big stuff to fairly little stuff. Got a buddy coming in a couple weeks up here to my apartment in Appleton, Wisconsin. We're supposed to go golfing, and I got to take care of some things between now and then. To some bigger stuff that I won't go into the details of. But there are some stuff. Yeah, no, not that I need. There's nothing. I mean, I always go through stuff. There's always stuff. A life without stuff sounds kind of nice. Sounds kind of nice. I like to think of these are learning opportunities and chances for me to improve myself. Learning opportunities sometimes are a pain in the ass, sometimes even painful, or else we just keep doing what we're doing. We touch hot stoves from time to time and we burn ourselves and we pull our finger away. And although we don't know it, but that's one of our first of many learning opportunities. But it hurt. The pain's still there. But our perspective of things is different. So, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Thursday morning. It's May 15th. It is 7:05 a.m. Happy Thursday. The dude never learns. He's still, I don't know how old the dude is, but he's still putting his finger on the hot stove. Ow. Oh. Ow! Ow! Yeah, well, I think I still touch hot stoves too. I mean, we never learn perfectly, the dude. We never have it all figured out. We still stumble and fall. We touch the proverbial hot stove. We think with the wrong part of our body. We pick up the can of beer. We make wrong decisions. Whatever we do. Hello, Georgia, and hello, Eliana, and good morning, Carl. But anyway, as I was saying, it's 7:06, it's Thursday, happy Thursday. This is Coffee with Ken. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, it's a show about me sharing some feelings, it's a show about me sharing a little bit about life. Sharing the lessons we learn or do not learn, in the dudes in my case, as we navigate our path. Good morning, Damon. But for those that have been watching a while, I'm like Dear Abby, drinking coffee. People say, hey, I've got this going on in my life, what should I do? And keep in mind, I've got no family training or therapy training or medical training, but I went to the school of hard knocks. And honestly, I think that's the best school of them all. I think you learn most in life. You go to college, you go to high school and grade school, but I think a lot of it's learning socialization, it's learning math, it's learning science. I don't know. When's the last time I had you use math pretty much all the time. I mean, you use English when you speak and you read. And speech class, for instance, gives you a chance to practice public speaking. Well, I don't know. What do we really learn in school? I'm a big advocate of school. I want my kids going to school, getting a good education, and having a good life. But what's a good life? What's a good life? I mean, seriously, what's a good life? What does it look like? I mean, I think I had a pretty good life, but I promise you, it's not without struggles. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, a good life is what you make it to be, said Damon. Somebody says I'm half Bruce Willis, half Jeff Goldblum. Okay. Yeah, it's not just a show about me talking. This show that they call, Amanda wants to know, as a parent, do I want influence over the curriculums in public schools today? Well, certainly. Certainly. I mean, I don't know. If you're sending your kids to school, you should certainly have a voice in, should they be teaching, if they're leaving the curriculum of math or science or speech class and going into it doesn't matter what political side you're on. You shouldn't. And it would be hard as a teacher to take your beliefs, your feelings, your leanings out of the equation when you're teaching class. whether it's pro-life or trans issues or, whatever, politics or, you're going to bring those to the classroom with you, so it's kind of hard. But if they're going to give specific curriculum about things, I think parents should certainly have a say. Oh, yeah. Shams is saying, I'm lucky that I do not have exams. Well, I mean, right now that you mention it, I feel fortunate that I do not have exams. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to take a test today. I think I was probably always anxious about tests in school. I think I was okay with it, not too anxious. I mean, I was always fairly confident with my smarts. I don't think I was always confident with my preparation. How do you know when enough studying is enough? If they give you a practice test and you get them all right, yeah, you're probably ready, or you should be ready. Somebody says I sound so calm. Steve says as long as you pass and graduate. I still have nightmares about not passing and graduating. I mean, it's one of my most recurring dreams that, it's like senior year in college and we're packing up our stuff and I can't figure out, where my finals are. And I haven't been going to class all semester. And I don't know where the finals are, and I need to pass this final to graduate. Have that one a lot. Have that one a lot. But anyway, as I was saying, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee, and with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this, for me, late hour. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. Oh. It's Starbucks Sumatra. It is so good. Yeah. Hello, Sam's World. How are you? Somebody from Italy is tuning in. I appreciate that. We got the whole world being able to chat right now. Usually that gets a little tiresome. Angela, you keep cleaning the kitchen. You do not stop cleaning the kitchen for me or for anything else. You do what makes you feel good, and I bet you cleaning the kitchen feels good. What thoughts come to me when I think of Italy? I mean, I picture the country, the boot. I wonder what it's like a little bit. I think of World War II and Mussolini. Maybe I think of the Pope. Yeah, I think I'd like to visit Italy. Steve thinks I should be thinking of the Stoics. I mean, I wasn't thinking of the Stoics at all. When you think, and I understand that Rome is in Italy, but when I think of the Roman Empire, I don't really think of Italy or Italians. I think I almost picture Greeks, no matter what I'm talking about, like guys walking around in togas. I don't know, did they walk around in togas in the Roman Empire? Yeah, I think they did. They either were wearing togas or they were wearing like armor. I mean, I've seen Gladiator. There was a lot of toga wearing in Gladiator. But they didn't seem, I mean, they weren't speaking Italian. Did the Romans speak Italian? Did they? Or did they speak Roman? I mean, if they spoke Roman, how did the Italian language ever develop? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So I picked up a book yesterday. Went to the library. I live in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I moved here a couple months ago. And maybe it's by chance, or maybe it's just been on my to-do list for a while. I had a viewer suggest this book to me, or he said he didn't really love David Goggins, but he certainly loved his book. So I go, let's check that out. And I had a different viewer suggest a different book called You Are Not Your Brain. So the other day, I went to the library and put a hold on both of them. They emailed me yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, and said, hey, this book is in the hold stack. I went. I was expecting just, one little trolley or whatever, cart full of people with books on hold, but they had a fairly large section. And she goes, it's by your first and last name. And it was almost like a library in and of itself. And although she did say it's by your first and last name, I did assume she meant last name and started searching for Tracy. That's my last name. So I went to the T's. And again, there were several shelves filled with these books. I did not find my book in the T's. And I go, could it really be alphabetized using my first name? Yes, it was. It was alphabetized using my first name. So I found the book and went to my coffee shop yesterday. I opened it briefly. I think I took a picture of it and posted it on Facebook. Hope the threat of me reading inspires others to actually read and pick up the book. Pick up books and read. It's a good way to learn things. Yes, you can learn at the School of Hard Knocks. Or you can probably learn a little bit, a thing or two from reading a good book, and I'm hoping this is. Many times I thought about reading the book, and it became on my to-do list. But, as you know, getting started is often the hardest part. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to get started with you today. And I don't know, I won't read much, but I'm going to read a little bit to you today. It might only be a page, might be just the foreword, might be one line, might be 10 pages. But I figure if I can use this show to get me started reading this book. People say I have a nice voice. They say I should do audiobooks. Maybe David Goggins has a little wimpy voice that he's ashamed of or embarrassed of. And somehow, some way, he's going to find Coffee with Ken. I just worry he'd come and beat my ass, because I think we kind of agree on, he does it very successfully. I do it on some small YouTube talk show. He apparently was in the military. I think he might have been a Navy SEAL. He's bald. I'm bald. He's got books in the library that I am checking out. He's famous. I think it says under here, it says Times bestseller. I don't know what the heck that means, but he's a bestseller. So the title of the book is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Master your mind and defy the odds. To the unrelenting voice in my head that will never allow me to stop. Wow. See, I'm already glad. I kind of got the chills. Because I talk about the voice in my head all the time. And again, it's to the unrelenting voice in my head that will never allow me to stop. Maybe David and I have more in common than I knew. I'm going to skip the table of contents. I'm going to skip the warning order, but I'll say the situation is this. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. The mission? To unshackle your mind, ditch the victim's mentality forever. Own all aspects of your life completely. Build an unbreakable foundation. His recommendation: read this cover to cover, study the techniques within, accept all 10 challenges, repeat. Repetition will callous your mind. If you do your job to the best of your ability, this will hurt. This mission is not about making yourself feel better. This mission is about being better and having a greater impact on the world. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. This is the origin story of a hero. The hero is you. The introduction. Do you know who you really are and what you're capable of? I'm sure you think so, but just because you believe something doesn't make it true. Denial is the ultimate comfort zone. Don't worry, you aren't alone. In every town, in every country, all over the world, millions roam the streets, dead-eyed as zombies, addicted to comfort, embracing a victim's mentality and unaware of their true potential. I know this because I meet and hear from them all the time, and because, just like you, I used to be one of them. I had a damn good excuse too. Life dealt me a bad hand. I was born broken, grew up with beatdowns, was tormented in school, and called nigger more times than I could count. We were once poor, surviving on welfare, living in government-subsidized housing, and my depression was smothering. I lived life at the bottom of the barrel, and my future forecast was bleak as fuck. It's kind of hard for me because just in that last 2 paragraphs, he wrote words that I don't say. But I think in an effort to I'm not going to editorialize or soften these words up. I'm going to give you the words as he wrote them. Very few people know how the bottom feels, but I do. It's like quicksand. It grabs you, sucks you under, and won't let go. When life is like that, it's easy to drift and continue to make the same comfortable choices that are killing you, over and over again. But the truth is, we all make habitual, self-limiting choices. It's as natural as the sunset and as fundamental as gravity. It's how our brains are wired, which is why motivation is crap. Even the best pep talk or self-help hack is nothing but a temporary fix. It won't rewire your brain. It won't amplify your voice or uplift your life. Motivation changes exactly nobody. The bad hand that was my life was mine, and mine alone to fix. So I sought out pain, fell in love with suffering, and eventually transformed myself from the weakest piece of shit on the planet into the hardest man God ever created. Or so I tell myself. Odds are you have had a much better childhood than I did, and even now might have a damn decent life. But no matter who you are, who your parents are or were, where you live, what you do for a living, or how much money you have, you're probably living at about 40% of your true capability. Damn shame. We all have the potential to be so much more. And I'm going to stop right there. Yeah. Yeah. Steve says he sounds like he strongly disagrees with my belief in things like self-talk and positive affirmations and only believes in actions. Yeah, maybe. He sounds angry. I think he sounds angry and maybe unhappy. Yeah. Dan says, once we cover needs, how do you stay fulfilled at work? Dennis is saying anger can be a good motivator. Oh yeah, it can. Yeah. Let me get a little more coffee. Let's see. Oh. What to do? What to do? What to do? Oh. I think I'm looking forward to reading the book. And I think that was a good start to it for me. And again, I think getting started is So now I've started it. Should be easy to keep going. Kind of want to keep going, not with you guys necessarily. Yeah, it was interesting. He swore a few times in there. He used the N-word. And yeah. Yeah. So it is, we can talk more about the book, what we think about it. What we think about David Goggins. What we think about the steam rising from my coffee. Do-do-do. Boo-doo-doo. The dude said, who cares? Words are just words. I mean, what does that mean, really? Words are just words. It's a nice cup of coffee, though. John B. is listening to the morning show before he goes into work. John B., appreciate you tuning in for today's morning show. It's good reading. I haven't done much reading lately. I haven't felt in a reading mood. And his foreword, or whatever he said, to the unrelenting voice inside my head that will never allow me to stop. And I think a lot of it is when you read, it changes the voice inside your head. And it puts you into the voice of the author, the words of the author become the voice inside your head. Yeah. I totally agree with what he says about motivation. And, you know, you got to keep at it. You got to keep doing it. Inspiration. What do they say? You know, just like showering. You got to do it every day. You got to be inspired every day. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That is good. Hello, Bill C. How are you? How are you? How are we all? Looks like a slightly overcast day, which I must say I'm fairly pleased about. Yeah, I'm fairly pleased about. As you guys know or can see, that I have very big windows behind me. And I haven't figured out how to best utilize the windows. And on sunny days, it gets quite warm in here. I haven't gotten my first electric bill. I think I pay the electric in the apartment. Hasn't been sent to me. I'm worried if I got the air conditioning blasting all day, every day, but a lot of us do. It's not like your air conditioning, I don't think, goes on super overdrive. So a lot of us have the AC running all day. Amanda says electric bills don't get sent to you. You have to enroll online. Well, I promise you, Amanda, you don't have to enroll online. You can call. And I did. So I think they'll be sent to me. I mean, if they don't mail me the bill, screw them. If they don't send me a bill, screw them. I'm not going to go do some massive research about how to pay my bill. They should make paying bills, they should tell me if I have to pay a bill. Schlevel says, peel and stick shaded window clings. I mean, I'm not totally sure what that is, but I'd have huge ones. I mean, I have blinds. I could shut the blinds, but I don't want to do that. I love the windows open. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. I had a couple thoughts for you today. I don't know what they are. My coffee's tasting good. I think I was a little frustrated at work yesterday. It was one of those kind of challenging days, kind of hard days, where you don't feel you're super good at what you do. And every sale is a little more challenging than ones you've had prior. Sometimes you walk through the day or through life, or not through life, but through the day or through a morning, and everything just seems to open up in front of you. Seems easy. Last couple days haven't seemed that easy. Got a couple things weighing on my mind a little bit, from big to small. Was stressing about them this morning. I think when things are going smoothly in life, well, it's probably easy to put faith on the back burner altogether. I wonder how, when things are going well for us, how many of us live in gratitude and are thankful for the job we have, or the coffee we're drinking, or the sleep we got, or the weather outside, or the nice interaction with the people you meet. And how many of us take for granted. And maybe, I remember when I was younger, there would be, sports stars, let's say. And the MVP of the game would have rushed for 3 touchdowns, and he'd give all the thanks to God. And I used to almost find that offensive. But I think that's an example of being grateful even when things are going well. Because I think when things are going well, it'd be easy to take God or faith or whatever for granted. And I think if you do that long enough, your faith starts fading a little bit, or having some breaks in it. And then you go into feelings like I kind of been struggling with, and not accepting life, not believing things happen for a reason, not believing that it's okay that work was tough yesterday, or that I had a bad interaction with somebody. What have I found out on the morning walks? Hello, JK. What have I found out? The area interests the crud out of me. Again, just walking by all these homes, and again, I think they're older homes. They might have been the original homes that were built when Appleton was built. And I'd say that whole area over that way is, okay, I'll just say it, it's a poorer area than many I've seen. It's got a lot of buildings that are a little on the run-down side, with yards that aren't kept up as well. And it's weird because they're beautiful homes, I think. Where I was from, I hate to say, almost all the I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago, and certainly where I lived the last 16 years in Naperville, most of probably the lower people on the lower rungs of the economic ladder might have been pushed out, and I didn't realize it. And just walking that way, there's nice homes that if those homes existed in Naperville, builders would come in and either knock them down or gut them and make them gorgeous. And it's weird, but it's also cool walking around going, hey, yeah, this yard needs some love, or the lawn needs mowed, the bushes needs cut back, it needs maybe a new something. But it's exciting for me because I see opportunity when I go on my walks. Yeah. What are my thoughts on gentrification? I'm not totally sure what gentrification is. Angela wasn't sure she was going to get over losing her 2 daughters and sister recently. She's getting stronger each day. You had many years with them, and you're definitely a stronger person to get where you are now. Well, good for you, Angela. Yeah, because again, life deals us hard stuff, and I can't imagine the pain of losing 2 daughters. I certainly know the pain of losing a sister recently. But I think what you're doing and the direction you're going and the bringing up how you had many years with them and how you're working on yourself and getting stronger is what you do. Male and female. What do you mean male and female? Question mark. We've got a great audience today. Gentrification is basing gender on sex, right? All right. Well, I'm not totally comfortable with unisex bathrooms. I mean, I think as a guy, it benefits me because often I'll go to a coffee shop and in a unisex bathroom, I don't know, they'll have like potpourri and it will be cleaned better. So I think as a man, unisex bathrooms are a benefit, but I feel as a woman, they would not be. They have to slum in the trough of masculinity when they're relieving themselves. And personally, I don't want my daughters slumming in the trough of masculinity, or even my female friends doing it. Yeah. JK says he'll never shop at Target. Why is that, JK? They don't have unisex bathrooms, do they? I don't think so. I worked at Target for 2 years. Oh, is it because they're kind of a woke corporation? Yeah, I think they are. I mean, I think when I worked there, they sold products. I don't know. Maybe it's good we have political leaning, and it's okay to have political leaning corporations. And yeah, maybe it's okay that we do. And you as the consumer have a right to shop or not shop. Oh, gentrification is when you build up a place so much. Oh, well. I wish you would have told me that before I got into my thoughts on male and female bathrooms. Gentrification is apparently somebody, I didn't know. I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know what gentrification was. So it's your fault. You were way off. You sent me down a totally wrong path in explaining my thoughts on what gentrification was. I'm a little upset on Saul. I should put him in timeout. So what do I think about people not being able to live in a community because of economic changes in that community? I mean, I kind of think that happened to me. That happened to me. I'm in Wisconsin because, I mean, I'm not woe is me because I was getting the benefits of the community. But I couldn't afford to live in Naperville anymore. Yeah, I couldn't afford to keep a roof over my head and cover my financial responsibilities. And now I live in this apartment. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. But the rent on this apartment would be 2.5 times what I'm paying here in Wisconsin. Yeah, no, I think this is a really cool place. And if I pop this in downtown Naperville, I think it'd be $3,000 a month. Steve's saying a ghetto turn. And maybe that's what I'm eyeballing. I'm just surprised there's communities and neighborhoods with nice streets and in a less state of repair than I'm used to. You guys still talking about dogs and stuff? RH says maybe he'll care tomorrow. Bobby said, granted, you were unemployed. The unemployment wasn't the issue, and I was employed. It was that I couldn't get a job that would cover, I was having to look for work at a certain economic level, and I wasn't getting hired for it. Back on gender bathrooms. If you had to go real bad and the men's was occupied but the woman's was open, would you go in? Would you chastise someone for doing the same? I certainly wouldn't scold somebody openly for using a woman's bathroom. I've definitely used the woman's bathroom before because I had to go real bad. I remember I was at a coffee shop in Yellowstone last year. I mean, the guy's bathroom was shut for 10 minutes. It was an emergency situation. I believe a woman came up and said, "You can go in first. You've been waiting a long time." It was very nice. It was very nice of her. The Starbucks in Naperville that I used to hang out with so often. Maybe Starbucks everywhere have unisex bathrooms. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't overly bother me. But I feel funny waiting in line with a young woman, or I guess a woman of any sort, for the same bathroom. I'm going to get a little more coffee. You guys okay with that? Yeah. Oh, feels good. Feels good. So I talked earlier how I was kind of struggling the last couple days, and I think you can fret and worry and be bothered by a bothered by thoughts in our mind, or we can recognize them again as just thoughts. And maybe I was given some of the worry and fear and thoughts too much playtime this morning. Had them on repeat, as we often do with our thoughts. The dude says he sold his house to put aside the ghosts of people that had passed there. It was my only way to move on. If I lived in a home and I was married or whatever, and my wife died, and the home was filled with the memories that we had together of her, would I need to sell it, or would I want to sell it? I don't know. Hello, Steele. I'm feeling real good. How are you? How are you doing? I appreciate you tuning in today. Tanya loves reading, but it has to be true events in history. Feeling kind of good now. Feels kind of good to get out of bed and start your day and drink your coffee and read a page and a half or a couple pages of a good book. To get through the yucky thoughts that you're focusing on and kind of leave them behind back in bed. Pour your coffee. Think about your day. I get to go to work today. It's going to be a better day than yesterday. I'm kind of superstitious, but I'm also not superstitious at all. I don't think I'd ever walk under a ladder or ever open an umbrella inside a house. And I pick up pennies and change. And it's hard for me when I don't. Sometimes a penny will be in a real yucky spot. I'll debate, should I pick it up? No. But I want to. But here I am crossing my fingers. I mean, I guess maybe I'm superstitious as heck. Maybe I pick and choose my superstition. Batty Lynn says, your dad works in construction, so it's hard not to walk under a ladder. Angela, well, thank you for the motivation. I appreciate it. Yared, I'm 56 years old. We have a glorious audience right now. We got 75 people watching. We got 34 thumbs up. We've been talking for 54 minutes. And I got half a pot of coffee. I've got some apples, bananas, oranges, and plenty of food in the fridge. Yared, I'm doing great. Thank you. I think maybe when we struggle, I know I struggle when I try and figure out everything or find a solution to everything or think of some issue I'm dealing with. And try and find the answer for it. And oftentimes there is no answer. There's just baby steps. Well, Angela, I'm glad you didn't miss the live as well today. The dude will eat apples for a while, then he gets tired, and he can't eat them for days. How many apples are you eating a day? You know what they say. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Damon likes small oranges. Well, the ones that peel real nice, those little cuties, I like them too. I like keeping them in the fridge. They're almost, sometimes I'll come home and I try to use them as a substitute for the binge eating of ice cream or cookies or whatever else I could have in the house. I go, well, maybe I'll satiate myself with a couple nice oranges. I mean, that works a little bit, but just a little bit. You peel them and freeze them and use them as ice cube. I appreciate that. That's an interesting little tip, Damon. You use them as ice cubes. Huh. I mean, does the flavor get through the water or whatever substance? I bet that'd be a cool thing for a drink if you're a bartender. Instead of like chunks of ice, little slivers of frozen orange or other fruits. Might not get it as cold. Certainly wouldn't water it down. Diane likes cherry tomatoes. Oh, yeah. Can we grow things like tomatoes at all months of the year? Last fall, I was really jonesing and eating tons of peaches. Don't see them too often, so they must be seasonal. Diane loves frozen grapes. I like that. Good morning, Fred. Oh. But anyway, it's Thursday morning. Damon said peaches peak in July, August, and September. I appreciate that, Damon. All right, so I'll just have to be patient for a while. I mean, because those are dang good. So are oranges, though. Maybe because we can get oranges fairly year-round, and not so much peaches. Huh. What are my thoughts on grapes? I like them a lot. It's hard for me to stop. I like green grapes the best. When you get a whole bunch of green grapes and they're all in good shape and you're not getting any of the mushy browning ones on the bottom, I don't like those grapes. They feel yucky. They make you feel like the whole grape bunch is going bad. But I like grapes a lot. They are almost nature's candy. Strawberries are pretty dang good too. The prices on fruit is amazingly different from season to season. Sometimes buying strawberries feels more than I want to spend, and sometimes they seem quite reasonable. Is it acceptable to taste test some fruits at grocery stores? I don't think so. I mean, have I ever eaten a grape from a grocery store? Yes. But I wouldn't chastise anybody. I'd probably give them an annoyed stare if I saw somebody sampling various fruits from the grocery store. Somebody peeled a banana. Oh, that's a good one. And then put the half-eaten banana back on the rack with all the other bananas. I got one banana left there. You guys have heard me say it before. I only buy 3 or 4 at a go now. Sometimes it's tough being living alone. It's hard buying food it's not hard buying food. I guess it's easier buying food for yourself than it is for yourself, a wife, and kids. But as far as things like bananas go, you can buy 6 or 8 if you're feeding a family. I buy 8 bananas, they're brown in a few days. Oh, dried mango, the dude recommends. James Scott says strawberries are tiny powerhouses of sweetness and sunshine. You absolutely love them. We've had oh, your bananas last longer in the fridge. Is that true? Is that true? I mean, one might think that because things last longer in the fridge, but I almost think it speeds up the ripening process. Uh, okay, a lot of city dwellers shop for fresh fruit every day rather than stock up. Everything is always fresh. Maybe that's it. I used to watch Seinfeld. They'd go down to the fruit stand. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah. People are very passionate about their fruits. This has been one of the most active conversations we've ever had here on Coffee with Ken, talking about the fruits we eat. I think that's what's good about my show, if I will. Because I kind of talk about things that we can all relate to, like unisex bathrooms and, I don't know, maybe feeling lonely or getting exercise or paying a bill or missing my kids. And I think those things resonate with an audience because we all go through it. And apparently we all have lots of thoughts on fruit. So anyway, I'm excited about my day. I started my book, started my coffee. I have really very little scheduled for the next several hours. It's only 8 in the morning. And I'm excited about getting a lot done today. And if getting a lot done just means reading a chapter or 2 or 5 or 10 or 5 pages of this book, I think it will be time well spent. Will give me something to do other than wait for work, exercise, and edit videos, which will be nice. Perhaps since I moved to Wisconsin, I'm starting other hobbies. I've golfed a couple times and I've fished a few times. But it's kind of difficult when you move to a new place that, I don't know, you don't know anybody and you don't really have much of a social life. So for me, I've been filling it with work and video editing, which is also work. But I think diving into a book, even though he says he doesn't believe in motivation, maybe he thinks this can rewire your brain. We'll find out. When's it due back? I don't know. I don't know. I would have thought it would be on that slip. But I'm sure I have a couple weeks. It's kind of nice with technology. Do you remember how they used to have little cards? Are you guys old enough to remember that they put there was a little pocket here and they'd slip a card in there and it would have like a spot where you'd write the date you checked out the book and a spot where it was due back. That seems so funny. But it worked. Now I know somebody would give me a email, maybe even shoot me a text if I had a book overdue. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, you can't see it in here, but there's a huge picture of him and he looks very large. I don't know if you can see it. There's a very subtle picture of him and he looks like he might have been very fat at one point. I'm not sure if that's true, but I just noticed it versus him looking awesome in his military uniform. Yeah. But anyway, it is Thursday morning, And we've had a great audience, and I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on today and sharing a little bit in my journey and a little bit in my thoughts, my feelings, my lessons, my cup of coffee. You're right, Steve Ruggiero. Seinfeld did have that guy come after him for a 20-year late library book. I think that guy was a comedian. He was pretty funny. He was very harsh. He made it seem like he was a fed. Like Seinfeld was in a lot of trouble. Yeah. But anyway, again, it's Thursday morning, and I want to thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate you. Hope your week's going well. Hope you're feeling good. If you're struggling a little bit, maybe that's okay. And keep going. Get out of bed. Get out of your apartment. Go for a walk. Change your scenery. Change your vibe. And I promise you, you'll be feeling a little better. And if you start feeling a little better, you're on a path to feeling a heck of a lot better. Rainey says, Ken, this lady that does her lives, and she does a 2-hour one, and she gets way more viewers. Yeah, but I don't want to hop on and talk live for 2 hours. She's probably cooking or doing something in her lives. She's probably got a bigger audience. I think I'll get way more viewers when I'm supposed to get way more viewers. Right now we're scratching and clawing our way to 10,000. And hopefully we'll be there by August 7th. That's my goal. Rainey says they think it's because there are a lot of lonely people at home watching this stuff because we are living vicariously through me. Huh. I would hope that me doing my show doesn't just have you living vicariously. Hopefully, maybe it gets you to the library and to check out a book, or to go for a walk, or go to the gym, or go to church, or call your parents, or call your kids, or meditate, or do some yoga, or instill good habits, or get a little better. Because I intend to get a little better. I'm 56. I got 30 years left on this planet, or so, God willing. And I want to see what I can do with it. And would like you to kind of follow along and hopefully get a little better as well. And whatever reason, Schlevel, Rainy, Batty Lynn, whatever your reason for joining me is okay. Yeah, hopefully you feel okay. And just feeling okay is getting a little better. So anyway, again, I want to thank you so much for joining. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning. And I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.